Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Okay, so today's video, we don't normally say what video we're going to do in advance, but this was a specific video that Kirk, you kind of gave us a quick shout about a minute ago, called, is it Haken or Haken?
Yeah,
and the alphabet of me. Do you want to give us a little bit of a quick idea of what we're getting into? Because I don't think me or Andy have ever heard of this band.
Yeah, so it's pronounced Haken. These, along with Tesseract, are the giants of contemporary English prog metal. The 2020 album Virus won the Scream Blast Repeat #1 album. So I love this band. The last four albums have all been classics. The Mountain, 2013, I think it was. 2015, they did Affinity, which was a bit of a retro 80s concept album, but still had some very heavy elements to it. And then Vector 2018, and then Virus 2020. So this is from the upcoming album called Fauna, coming out in March 2023. I've not heard the song. I just saw it appear as a YouTube thumbnail during my lunch break today. So only thing I'll say, guys, English prog metal. I'm expecting some heavy Meshuggah riffs in here and some virtuoso guitar soloing that, Andy, you will like.
Okay, so I'm just going to say, because have you listened to this at all?
No,
so I haven't either. So
I don't even know. Okay. I'm excited.
Okay, let's go check it out.
It's time to wake up and die or regenerate.
So I just got to check. Are you sure this is the right band?
This is the right band.
It is, okay.
I'm already
prog metal and stuff. I'm like, you sure this isn't a pop band by the same name? You sure? Okay, just checking. Let's keep going.
You're never gonna retire your power games, no.
Ross Jennings, the vocalist.
Sure it's not Justin Bieber?
Slipped on the scene of the crime like a rattlesnake. From all this deafening silence, I walk away, oh. Of my affection, am I still drunk on the memory of us? How instant our connection, perfected then lost.
Version of the truth.
instant our connection perfected then lost.
Fucking hell, that was nothing like what they normally sound like. I'm gonna go last on this because I need to process what I've just heard.
Okay. So out of me and Andy, which one of us goes first on this? Andy, do you fancy a crack at this one first?
Well, it depends. Have you got anything positive to say? Because I don't think I have.
Let's get you out the way then. Go on.
Titans, Kirk. I disagree with that description. I mean, honestly, 5.5 minutes of my life I'll never get back. I mean, up to 1 minute 40, all you could hear was just 80s electronic drums popping away. The vocalists, I mean, you've introduced me to some fantastic rock and metal vocalists who have got fantastic power and range. This guy is just too pop music to be compared to anybody like, the guys from Alter Bridge and some of the other ones we've done recently. The chorus was all right. The sort of parts of the song that were at the blue and pink light, I guess, was what you term as the chorus. That was a little bit, could be elevated to what you call rock, but it was just pop. And then when you introduce the trumpet solo towards the end, I think you obviously, you was expecting something different, Kirk, which is obviously why you brought it to our attention today. But no, that was not something I'll ever listen to again.
Okay, I'll take over from that one. I was a little shocked based on Kirk's listening habits and the stuff that he normally throws at us. And I had heard that little piano piece at the beginning, and that's why I was like, I'd heard that literally about 5-6 seconds of it, so I knew that was coming. And then it just carried on. Then the vocals came in. I'm like, this is kind of Bieber-esque like style vocals going on here. What the hell is happening? And I knew at some point the heavy guitars were coming in. Looking at the style of the basses, the style of the guitars they use, I kind of knew where that was going to go, because there is a very specific within that kind of that prog metal genre. They like certain styles of guitars, and the ones they're using are very, very common within that. Gingier uses a very similar setup. So I kind of saw that coming. I wasn't a big fan of the electronic drums. I can understand when they did it. I did like the kind of, when it kicked in with the heavier sort of stuff and the chorus, the vocals, I liked how he kind of made it sound like it was a computerized voice. So I guess there's a story that's behind that. I didn't get what the white jumpsuits were in a greenhouse, where that was in the story versus the chorus part when they're in an electric world. There must be a story behind it, but it doesn't really transmit. There's a dog that comes in at some point, and a guy on a track. The music video should tell a story, and this is making me work far too hard to work out what the story is. But I think if maybe you broke the lyrics down with it, you might be able to piece together a story out of that music video. Otherwise, it's just they picked a greenhouse and we're told they had to wear protective coverings while they're in there because they're spraying some sort of chemical, maybe. I don't know. But there's something weird going on there.
I mean, is that their stage looks? That's very unoriginal and very uninventive, isn't it? Them
white jumpsuits, yeah. I don't think it can't. It can't be a stage look, is it?
No, it's not. No.
So there must be. I thought that was purely for a video, and I wasn't sure if it was because they were in a greenhouse and they had to wear something, so they tried to make it look. But then there was a bit where in the greenhouse where it looked like they were spraying or mist in the background. So I was like, I'm wondering if this is something about polluting the world or polluting your mind, and then that's why they talk about reinvent and stuff. So maybe there's an underlying thing they're trying to be quite clever in their video, but I'm not sure if it came across easily. I didn't actually mind the track as a whole, because it's the sort of thing that I thought about. Would I, if it was on, could I listen to it? Yeah. Would I choose to? Probably not. It's not really the sort of thing I'll get into. It's making me work far too hard to kind of get into it. But I've heard a lot of prog bands that make me work a lot harder. There were some nice, easy to get into passages. There were points that reminded me of bands like Marillion in there, which I'm a massive fan of Marillion. Well, when they had Fish in the band, Marillion, so early sort of stuff, and I can hear some of those prog influences in there. So I would actually say when we talk about, like, when we do the albums, the bin it, the trade it, the stream it, or the buy it, I'd actually stream it. There are elements in there I would give this more of a chance to see what would happen, but it really depends on if there's any more tracks like this on the album, or if they're going to have some heavier edges. And I'm hoping there's some heavier edge in there, because they need that. So I'll leave the rest to you, to Kirk, to wrap this one up.
Oh God! So at first I was like immensely disappointed by it, but let's actually take a step back. So they're a prog metal band, and you don't judge a prog metal band by their singles. That will probably slot nicely into a concept album of maybe an hour, and I guarantee there will be hundreds of technical metal riffs in there, really down-tuned 7-string guitar stuff as well. So Haken are never afraid to go outside their own comfort zone, and clearly here they've gone in a bit of a direction similar to, you know, that Swedish prog metal band Pain of Salvation. Reminds me of their last record. Ross Jennings' vocals. So Andy, a lot of people have said that about Haken. What they don't like are the vocals. They're not aggressive enough, and he does have a tendency, Ross, to just use his head voice rather than, you know, the false fire screams or anything more aggressive that you'd expect to hear. That wasn't really a metal song, was it? That's what that's why it disappointed me. The chorus, underwhelmed by it, but because with Haken, you often don't know what the structure of the song's going to be. When the guitar distortion kicked in for the first chorus, it's like, okay, we're getting into gear. Andy might even like this. And obviously it didn't get into any gear, did it? It just plateaued. It just stayed there, floating.
The thing is, Kirk, you've got hindsight of the fact that you know there are other albums. So we're going in it as a first impression on a band. And based on a first impression, this isn't a band that we would go, oh, Haken are playing a gig. Let's go check them out. And this is where those singles have got to be the best representation of the band. And if this is the direction this band's going, and this is where they want people to come to see them for it, fair play. They're making a statement. This is what they're going to be doing going forward. But if this is the one song that doesn't sound like the rest of the album, and they've decided to put that as a single, that can be a real nail in a coffin in some cases, because it can put a hell of a load of their listeners of their previous albums straight away off their album. And we've talked about that, about bands and artists that have got some really bad albums they put out later on, and it almost puts you off them, and you still have those couple of albums that you still listen to. We talked about it when we were discussing like Dave Tatum or Live Christine, and there's certain albums that were really good, but other ones that came on, they changed direction too much, and it kind of put you off a little bit.
Yeah, do you know what also came through for me? A lot of restraint from the guitarists, Richard Henshaw and Charlie Griffith. And I've actually interviewed Charlie. He did a feature for Screen Blast Repeat. They are grade 8 standard guitars, sweet picking, all those textures they can do with their eyes closed. So none of that came through in the song, did it? The bass threatened to go in a bit of a like funk direction and didn't do it either. The keyboards dominated. I quite liked the keyboards in it, but yeah, I mean, there was definitely a tongue-in-cheek 1980s pop element there, wasn't there? And Marillion. But I am disappointed on first listen, because I know that I hold this band on the same par as Between the Buried and Me and Tesseract and Periphery. They are giants of prog metal. And that song, if I'm introducing that to you two, shows none of the good features really of this band. You wouldn't even call them a metal band, would you?
Considering we listened to Periphery last week, and if you told me that these guys are in the same sphere of bands as Periphery, I'd be questioning your sanity right now, because I'd be like, they sound nothing like each other. They have a completely different audience catchment. These kinds are like pop prog, and Periphery are metal prog. They don't sound like they play. You put them on the same bill, you'd be like, why are they on the same bill as Periphery?
Yeah, I was going to ask, where would you sit these in a say a concert or a festival or a genre, as it were? Periphery, as David mentioned, I heard them for the first time early this week on Sunday or whenever we done the Periphery reaction, and that I was impressed. That was good stuff. But that was, as I say, a world away from that Periphery video that we covered recently.
Yeah, I said at the beginning, I'll try not to judge them by a single. They're a prog metal band, but I'm worried if the album's going to sound like this, especially considering their last effort, Virus, which, do I need to say anything more, was the Scream Blast Repeat #1 album of 2020. And it's so heavy, but so imaginative as well. They're drawing from Radiohead just as much as Fear Factory and Meshuggah. To answer your question, Andy, I'd put them in that bracket with that prog metal band Leprous, certainly Tesseract, Periphery. They are a lot heavier than that. That's one thing I am keen to stress. And what we should do is let's see what the next single's like before the album Fauna is released in March 2023. But yeah,
I hope track off that album, Kirk. Your album of the year. Pick one of that if there's a music video or a live.
Yeah, we will do. Okay, yeah.
We'll
do
we'll
contrast and compare to this.
Yeah, I've got a great song for you as well. The first single from Virus will blow you away. Although I said this will blow you away, and it didn't blow me away. Oh
no,
Ross, Richard,
what's he done?
Charlie,
Oh, well.
please.
So there we go. That was a little,
track.
unfortunately, a little bit of an underwhelming one there from Haken, but we will definitely wait for the new album, wait for the next single, and we'll go back and listen to the back catalogue and see if it changes mine and Andy's mind on the band. But if you liked this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share, and we will see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.